What's up, guys? Thanks for being me again today for another breakdown for the Houston Rockets. We're coming off a four-game win streak now, but I'm going to be recapping the last two games. We played the Bulls, I think it was on Sunday night, and now Saturday night. Now we're here Monday against the Pelicans. Two big wins, and it wasn't a back-to-back. I wanted to do them both at the same time because I wasn't able to do it when that Bulls game ended. But the Rockets are coming off two strong performances. And the highlight to me has been the defense. There's been breakdowns and here and there, but to me, if you watch the games, I think they're communicating on the switches and the perimeter. Switches a lot better when it's just screen and roll. Obviously, there's still breakdowns and things that need to be communicated better, but for the most part, I feel like everyone is hustling and trying to be as focused as possible. It really goes all around for everyone. Defense has been much tighter. We're able to string stops together. Specifically this game against the Pelicans, there's one possession where the Pelicans had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, and we stopped them every time. Got to stop each time. I didn't complete the stop. We need to get the rebound, but it's good to show that we can get those stops. Russ, Capella, CJ, everybody's really working. Even harder trying to do some defensively, and that's all good stuff. Just shows that this team can really get stops, And I said this the whole season. The stops we weren't able to get, they were just breakdowns, lack of focus, nobody getting back. Even when we make a shot, the team's able to start transition against us, and that's stuff that should never happen. And it was happening. We're an older group. We're not. Maybe it's taken the early part of the regular season as serious. The Rockets did start pretty poorly last year as well, if you guys remember. When Melo was there, and even when he left, they still had some struggles. I think, what was it, 11-13 they were at some point? I mean, that's at least 20 games into the season, they were hovering around the 500 team or below. This year, right now, is sitting at 7-3 and taking advantage of the teams that they're playing against. And obviously, we got the Clippers on Wednesday. But let's talk about these games a little bit more. First thing I want to talk about for these two games was just the shooting of Russell Westbrook. I think there was two things we saw when you put both games together. The first half of the Bulls game where he shot a lot of mid-range shots, which he had kind of refrained from taking as many in this short time with Houston. He got into a lot of that, and then specifically that first half of the Bulls game were some of his bad mid-range jumpers. He did a much better job of that in the Pelicans game. He probably took the same amount of jumpers, between the Pelicans and the Bulls game, but the ones in this game against the Pelicans were so much more under control. He got his feet up under him. He was open. Against the Bulls, he's posting the guy up. He's not even doing the Dirk fadeaway. He's posting up, reverse pivoting across his shoulder, trying to do like the Kobe Bryant fadeaway. He's just not that good anymore, for mid-range to do that. And really, those are just tough shots. He should not be, similar to that one he just made. He can hit that one off that block, off the glass. But against the Bulls, he's coming down after the Bulls make a shot. He's forcing himself into the post with 20 on the shot clock and doing reverse pivot fadeaways and Dirk fadeaways. I mean, that's just bad. And he wasn't doing that tonight. If you guys watch the mid-range shots he took tonight, coming off pick and roll, they're back wide open. Even the early ones he took, which you don't want him to take too many of those. The ones he did take, no hand in his face, guys, wide open. These are clean looks, and he can fill up. He can get going from mid range. I've never said that just a straight mid range shot from Russ is a bad shot, because it's not. It's comfortable for him. It's his shot that he can use. When he's going downhill and his team cuts off his momentum. It's a comfortable shot for him, but he just has to get in the habit of not taking as many out of the post and early in the shot clock. Make sure they're in rhythm, make sure they're off screen roll. Give the play a chance to develop before Russ starts shooting the jump shot, because again, that's probably the worst thing he can do for his team right now is just go out there and take a bunch of jump shots. They got better shooters on this team. He's him and Harden are great at creating shots for those guys. So as long as he keeps doing like what he did in this game against the Pelicans, and even the second half against that Bulls game, he really got going. Not necessarily from mid range, but he's continued to attack the basket, which is where he's at his best. And he's really been doing a fine job. It's been good watching him so far in Houston. It's been a good transition. I think they're just still trying to figure some things out, but figuring things out at 7-3 is a good place to be. Now, for the other part of the duo, Harden has just been in his bag the last couple games. Just keeps going up, man. I think he's averaging like 38 points a game right now, which is incredible. I wouldn't have thought he had a chance to average more points than he did last year. Because last year the whole thing was, CP went out, James put the team on his back, and that was the whole thing. Like, he has to do this. He has to put up these points because Chris isn't there. He has to do all the offense. But I mean, for a guy to be averaging 38 points a game on a team that Russ is playing on, like that's incredible. And they've really been figuring some things out. You watch that. Some teams, when Harden gets really cooking, they'll try to double off of Russ, on his isolations, and you're seeing that there's so many ways that the Rockets can counter that. Eventually Russ is going to start knocking down some more open shots. I mean, it's just going to happen eventually. But the biggest difference between Russ and like these other guys that teams have sagged off on in the past, Tony Allen's, Roberson's, Draymond Green, just guys that for whatever situation the team they're on. The opposing team was like, we're much better off just leaving that guy. Russ is so much faster than those guys. He's just a much better playmaker. He can just do things that if you're just going to leave him open, that those guys when they're just left on an island, Russ can make plays out of these situations, and they're going to have options to do. But back to Harden, he's just been cooking. Defense is just at his mercy. They have to figure things out. How we going to double him? How we going to not foul him? He's firing these loud. He's firing the open teammates. I mean, it really is tough to stop when he gets cooking. It seems like the only thing that can really get in his way is himself. Whether just forcing, or not want to say forcing, but just settling for the step back three when it just hasn't been going for him, and just not taking advantage of the mismatch that sometimes he created. But let's talk about the other guys for a little bit. Eric Gordon kind of got going today, 4-7 from 3. And it's just good to see him like when he's going well, because he's been playing so poorly this season. Just watch him knocking down shots, long threes, just making the plays we used to see him make. I mean, that's always good to see. So good to see him playing well. Daniel House has been playing well all season. I mean, this guy is really important for the team right now. I'm really excited about him and kind of how he fits with Russ and the Russ and Harden pairing. Last thing before we close this one out, I think on Wednesday it said we got the Clippers, which honestly to me, when I looked at things before the season, the Clippers were the team that I thought would give the Rockets the most problems. Saying PG might play as well, but I'm excited for it. Now that I've seen the Rockets play, see how we will try, to counter their defense in ways and things that we can do. I don't think that they're just going to be able to straight up, lock up Harden. No one's been able to do that. I mean, I think he's going to be able to do, some great work. I don't know what it's going to be like in this game, and I think the Rockets are going to have a chance to win, and hopefully we do win. Like, it's be a great way to on national TV to show what we've been doing and how great we've been on the offensive side, but also with the defense has stepped up too. So I know I'll be excited for it. Make sure you guys check my video out on that game. I know it's going to be real competitive. PG versus Russ, that'll be fun. Hopefully he plays, but then again, just two of the top teams in the West going at it. Two teams that a lot of people were picking to win the West. People had Lakers, Clippers, and the Rockets were there, Nuggets, all that. So I'm real excited to see it. Should be a fun game. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe. Again, I'll have a video on each and every Rockets game this season, and be on the lookout for some other NBA topics as we kind of progress through the season, and some more things, and the season kind of settles in, and we can kind of talk about what we may expect and what are the things we've been seeing, surprisingly good or bad. So. Like this video, and thanks for watching.